Hi everybody, I am starting to wrap some presents today because I need to get doing. If I don't, usually I end up wrapping the night before or a couple days before and I'm up all night. So, and I really don't want to do that. So I figured I'm going to wrap. I may as well pop on here and see how everybody's doing and if everybody wants to join me wrapping. The fun thing is I keep on losing scissors and tape and wrapping paper, but gotta have coffee or something stronger. But and put this somewhere that I'm not going to knock it over. Oh yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta grab the scissors, which I moved over here. So I am getting some stuff wrapped because if I don't, hey Faye, how's it going? If I don't get things wrapped, I get behind, and then I end up wrapping all night on Christmas Eve. And honestly, and then my family wakes up not too early because they're a bit older now, and we start off Christmas with our stockings. So the kids come down, and then they grab the stockings to come up stairs with them. So that gives us an extra hour in bed. So they come into our big king-size bed and unwrap there. So unwrapping here in the living room. My husband already started wrapping some stuff. Well, he got my daughter to wrap some stuff of his purchases. Cleaned house and got groceries and made 2 videos. Now I wait for makeup. Awesome. Yeah, no. I'm kid-free for a few hours. We talked about going out or doing kind of date day, but we're not going to because we've spent a lot of money in November, like eating out and birthday. Like we did Abby's 16th birthday. Like her birthday's actually on Friday, but we celebrated it last weekend with her friends and stuff. So there have been lots of purchases, and then we purchased stuff for Christmas. So we want to save that for Christmas spending. So we're like, yeah, we'll try not to eat out in December, or limit it to those days that we have to eat out, like versus wanting to. So we are just going to stay home and probably going to have leftover since we have lots of that too. So not as fun and exciting, but hubby and I watch some shows that the kids don't watch, and he's doing some work right now, so I figured I'd start. Excuse me. On wrapping. Yeah, it's like I'm like, yeah, we kind of did spend. Like we didn't spend excessive amounts, but you throw a birthday party in there, and then you have like Abby wanted to eat sushi, so we went for all you can eat sushi, but lunchtime prices with her friends, which is cheaper than supper time prices, but it adds up. I mean, so, and there's going to be plenty of things we will be doing this holiday season that will, if we don't eat out, it's not going to be a huge deal. Have you started your wrapping, or are you done your shopping? For Xmas, I'm taking Kel to Captain George's in Williamsburg. The buffet takes our boats. The buffet tables. Oh, that is really cool. See, we don't have anything fun like that here. Where did I put? Oh, I grabbed my garbage bags that I wrote their names on. so that I can put their stuff in. So I don't lose track of them. So I have these garbage bags, so I put their name on it, so I can put the stuff in the bag once it's wrapped. Because sometimes I've done it where I try to take one kid's stuff and just wrap theirs, but it doesn't always work out. And then sometimes I've wrapped some things and I've forgotten who I've wrapped it for. So I put in here. Ah, yes. Well, so we like to get like the Costco wrap, which tends to be quite big and thick, you know, so it lasts for years. I do have some smaller wraps. I've gotten it before. Like these ones were 97 cents or $1 something. And these are old. Like they're at least 5 years old. I haven't used them. I'm going to use them up now. We like to have a wide variety of colors, but the Costco paper is so much better. It doesn't rip, and I can wrap odd shaped things. Like, I don't know about your presents, but I find a lot of our stuff is not in boxes that are square or rectangular. Oh, shoot. I didn't. Is that one going to work this way? I got distracted. That's okay. I'll put more paper on it. I got distracted, and it didn't quite wrap. These odd shapes, I find the bigger boxes for the bags. Yes, so we've done that too. So we've done bags. I picked up a couple of bags from the dollar store. These cool sacks. I'll go show you them. They were $1.25, I think. Which I think were really cool. So they're like, and so they're usable. They're like their burlap sack, but they say this one is special delivery, and they're huge. So I'm unsure where I'm going to put them. Like they're not the gray like there's a little bit of strings here. I mean they're the dollar store, so I mean I paid. Well, these were $4, but I saw somebody selling something similar to this online. They wanted like I think $10 or $20 a bag. I'm like, for one bag? So giant stocking bags. Well, so this is quite a long bag, so I think that'll be good. I don't know what to put in them, but I picked 2 of these up for my kids. This is what so this is what normally happens is hubby and I wrap a couple days before Christmas. First we have to hide everything and stuff, but we wrap just a couple days before Christmas, and then Christmas Eve we're wrapping till like most nights till about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to think. Last year we might have ended midnight. One year we ended up early, because we had done much before. But as the night goes on, there's all the little fiddly bits of things that we get tired of wrapping. And I think that's what that bag's going to be, for all those fiddly bits, like something bigger and all those fiddly bits that we just don't want to wrap. I mean, I love unwrapping. Hey, Food Forest Permaculture. Oh, Merry Christmas. Well, it's a bit early, but I'm starting to wrap. I want to get that started, because I'm a procrastinator. I'm a huge procrastinator. So, if I don't get started, then I wait till the last minute, and then it just doesn't. Then I stress myself out and I stay up all night. And then Christmas is not so fun because I've only had maybe 2 hours sleep. So, one of the things we got, my nephew asked for construction Duplo. So, that right. And I think we'll use this one. So, yeah, see, my love language is gifts. So I like getting gifts and I love receiving gifts. And it's not a monetary value. I mean, heck, one year my kids went around the house and wrapped things in my house that were already mine and put them under the tree. Hey, stink bait. So, and that was cool. Actually, I thought that was hilarious, and I thought that was awesome. Mine is food, cooking for someone, getting snacks. So, you will see on Christmas, or sometime after Christmas, my stocking stuff. I think I showed last year. If you look back, my stocking, 90% of that was stuff from the grocery store. So it was like specialty sauces or like Asian snacks or hot sauce or curry sauces and stuff. So it's lots of that stuff. Clean today and shop posted haul. Awesome. I did groceries Wednesday. My grocery haul, it was actually a 3 weeks instead of two, was more than normal, but I had not groceries, Christmas stuff in there. Plus, we're sponsoring a family. We're sponsoring a senior from the food cupboard, and so there was a lot of stuff that I bought was for them. Like I bought them, like I know that they bake, so I bought them some flour and oats and chocolate chips and baking soda and lard and shortening, that type of stuff. Because I know they bake. So that's what. Um, but yeah, no, my computer's now fixed. I just have to sit down and edit videos. Abby's been sick all week. While she went to school on Monday, I had to pick her up because I had this live stream, and then live stream ended, and I got a call from the school. Had to pick her up. She's sick. She stayed at home on Tuesday. Went to school Wednesday. I had to pick her up Wednesday before 9:30 because she was sick. She got all dizzy and fainting and stuff like that. And then she's been home Thursday and Friday. Today she's out. She's at a friend's birthday party. She wasn't even too sure if she would make it. Like, it's not been sick, contagious sick, but sick as in her low blood sugar, not blood sugar, her low iron, insomnia, headaches, all that stuff. What are you getting? You're getting a big hug. Eee, there's a hug. Oh yes, Asian curries, Indian curries we love. Awesome, thank you. She wanted to share. Woohoo! Down 11.4 pounds. That is awesome. Want some boneless barbecue chicken. Well, yeah, that's what, I hope so too. Hey, Steve. It's been rough. Like, um, I mean, the good and bad thing of her low iron was in times past we've been hospitalized, which was a good and bad thing. So in the hospital, we got bored out of her skull, and then fell behind on on stuff, on schoolwork. But now she's not hospitalized; she's home, but she's still falling behind on schoolwork because she doesn't have the energy to do some of the schoolwork. When she does do the schoolwork and she hands it in, she's getting good marks. But especially if she's there for the classes, if she has to teach herself, like because of stuff that she's missed, her marks were not as good. I mean, they're still decent, but not to her standards. And then she has anxiety because she's kind of a perfectionist that way. So it's kind of like the cart before the horse of getting everything done and her not feeling anxious. So I mean, some of it is like a downward spiral. Her not feeling well, her not being at school, then she falls behind, then she feels anxious, which doesn't help her sleeping, which makes she makes it to school, and it's kind of like. So I'm hoping. So I'm hoping that with this week that she's kind of stayed home, it'll hopefully maybe reset her a bit so she's not as unwell. So that's my goal. See, I'm using some of this cheaper paper because it's thin. I don't like it because it's going to rip. I love the Costco paper, but I want to use up this stuff first because I don't like throwing stuff out. It will do. Hey Mark, how's it going? Haven't done any Christmas decorations or anything. Um, I have to still, like right now I have a whole bunch of bins in the corner in my living room of stuff that I was sorting from the basement and stuff that I have to still finish sorting. I think I might just either move them so I can sort at another time, or actually finish sorting them and then put the tree up. We got a new tree. Well, first we have to open up the tree and see if it works. We got a new tree this year. The past 5 or 6 years we've gotten a real tree because hubby wanted it, and I'm like, the real tree is a pain in the butt because we don't drive, so I have to get somebody with a car to go pick it up. And my BFF, that my partner in crime for all things Christmas, she's moved further away. So my other friends, I mean, they have lives, they have friends, they have stuff. They're just not as available as she was. So, getting a ride, it's more of an inconvenience on that. Like, I feel like I'm inconveniencing them a lot. So, I'm like, well, A, it's hard. B, I have to water the darn thing. C, getting it set up. And the branches of a real tree aren't as strong as a fake tree, as I found. Like, our old fake tree was as, like, my mom got it when White Rose was around. But White Rose has been gone for before my mom died. So, like, this was like 1980, 85. She got this tree with all the branches that had the colored letters. Well, some of the stickers on the branches have fallen off, so I'd have to take all the branches out, sort them by sizes, and some of the sizes are off by like half an inch, and then try and put them in the tree. And then sometimes, and you'd notice only after you put them in the tree if there was like a hole, if some branches or one sticking out further. So trying to rearrange them, and then putting the lights on them and all that stuff. We had lights. Um, I don't do live trees if they dry. Well, exactly. If they dry, they catch fire. So A, they dry. First, you have to water it all the time. B, they dry and they make a horrible mess. It makes a horrible mess coming in the house. Makes a horrible mess while here. Makes a horrible mess afterwards. Like, I still have pine needles I keep on finding amongst my books on the shelf. You know, um, so from last year's tree, and I'm like, oh seriously. So I convinced hubby to get another tree. Plus, the other reason why to get another tree was to get a new tree. Our uh, our Christmas lights that we've had for 15 years, we bought new LED lights. Some of them have died over the years, so there's been less of them, but they're the LED lights that are in like little balls. And I can't find those type anymore. I can only find like the ones that are like the late shape or the minis. And I'm like, the mixture of the lights make the tree kind of look weird. And buying all new lights, everything's like $15 a package, and you need at least 5 or 6 packages. It's because we like lights on our tree. It's almost as much as a new tree. So we got a new tree. It was on sale I think it was 200 and something. I think it was 249, but comes already lit, and you could change the lights from either all white to or color. We always like color, and I think you could flash them too. So that's kind of neat. There's nothing better than the smell. So I do have the scented things. In the Christmas box, we have these scented like sticks that are pine scented that we used to on our old tree. Put them in the tree. I never found the real trees actually made much scent once they got here. Maybe the first couple of days. Well, true. So what I would always do, like we get the trees from IKEA. They were like $25, but then you got a $25 coupon to use in January, which we used most times. So um, that that was always the bonus. So I mean, this one should at least last us another, 10, 15 years. But this one comes in two pieces. You put together, and it's lit, and there's tree. So it was like I think 200 or 249. Um, and they delivered it. So, um, I mean, can't go wrong with that, right? Or there's my Sharpie. One big present done. Yay! That's for my nephew. The thing with my kids is that they're now older, and um, actually they still haven't really given me a list. Well, Abby gave me a sort of a list with like grocery items, like marble pop and coconut water and ginger scented soap and stuff like that. Hi, Secrets Immortal. But not actual stuff. Um, my kids aren't into um, oops, into too like their list this year. There's not even like a big present. Like last year, they wanted um, like they wanted a Bluetooth speaker, and when we were talking them, the Bluetooth speaker and the Google Home or the Google Home Mini were all going to be on the same price. And we had a Mini upstairs and we have a Google Home downstairs, and we're like, well, I think we'd get you a Google Home or a Google Home Mini. Which do you rather have, the Mini or the Home? Because it sounds a bit different. The Mini sounds a little tinier, while the Google Home, the music sounds like an awesome Bluetooth speaker. So they both asked for a Home, and we got on super crazy sale. I don't know if it was a Black Friday sale. I think it was a before Black Friday. And I just walked, it was literally walked into the store, it was advertised, and we just got it. And it was like half the price. Like it was cheaper um, than it was in the States. The Akinator. My kids are harder shot for it. Oh, exactly. My baby's turning 16 on Friday, and my other one's turning 18. Hubby and I, we were talking over this, wondering like, do any of you have teenagers, or that when I was a teenager, when I was about my girl's age, I liked getting things to put in my hope chest. I never really had like a chest, but things that, like, I bought my dishes. So behind me, I bought my dishes here when I was probably about 16, 17. They were through Avon. My mom bought some, I bought some, and I bought some placemats and just like house stuff when I was a teen for my hope chest for when I moved out. And I was just wondering, like, we asked her, she She thought it was okay, but I'm like, I don't know if we should get her like an actual chest. My hubby wants to get a chest. He showed me some on Amazon. They were expensive, but they weren't very big. Like, they're not going to hold anything. They're not like, they're not even the big, huge steamer trunks. I don't know if that's necessarily even a thing these days, or because really just spending money on stuff is, you know, okay, but if she's going to move out at some point, go to school, like I think she's going to school here right now, but at some point she'll be setting up home. You know, getting her stuff that she would like dishes or whatever, might be saving her money when she gets older. I mean, because we are a big kind of practical gift family, as well as a few like as fun stuff. Like, I got my husband some new pillows for for Christmas because he's always complaining. Yours are 10 and 14 for their future. My 10-year-old has autism, not very attached. Don't see him on his own. My 14 is so picky, and we don't have storage. Well, that was the other thing, too, of thinking about storage. And really, honestly, like, I would say, oh, get her an Instant Pot, you know, or something like that. Because I love my Instant Pot. But I'm like, if she goes off to away to school, it's one of those things that you easily plug in to cook. But I'm like, well, in 5 years, because you know, within the next 5 years, she might be moving out. See, my youngest is blind. I could see her moving out on her own or with roommates or that. But I don't think that she's never really wanted to. Actually, what she wants to do is buy the house next door. So, um, but that's the funny part. But she could, but so there's that thing. I mean, we put some money into their schooling, um, like their RESPs and stuff like that, and but that's not really a gift. But, and see, this year, well, they got experiences before Christmas. So my oldest daughter, currently right now, is just coming back from New York. She was actually at the Rockefeller tree lighting thing yesterday. Um, and she went to the Empire State Building today and stuff. So we paid for that. So that was like, I go, Liam, this is like your major Christmas gift. And my other daughter had summer camp this summer, a music camp, which costs a lot, plus the travel there by train. Or did we do flights this year? We did flights this year because it was actually cheaper. We did flights because it's in Brantford. It was quite a bit, like about equal amounts. Like, she didn't have spending money at summer camp because she wasn't going to be buying much, and my daughter had a couple hundred. She had to buy some lunches and some dinners, and then spending money. I always wanted a farmhouse and build a shed house for my youngest, so he still has his own space still. Yes, well, where we live, we don't have that space. Like, we're in a townhouse. I mean, um, if she wanted to, like, we could insulate the garage and make her own room, but then we'd have to clear it out of all the stuff because there's lots of stuff. But so, like, I mean, we thought, like we mentioned this of just talking what we'd probably do for our girls if they did move out on their own in the city or move out to another city for school, is because at that point we should hopefully have our mortgage almost done. That we would look at buying them an apartment, or like helping them buy an apartment or a house or whatever, um, so that they could uh, have roommates that of their choice, because it's cheaper than renting. Because like so, but we have to have pay off our most of our debt. Like, if that would be more of like when our mortgage is done, because then that would be our major debt. We are, I think we're about 15 years in a 20-year mortgage, so we have about 5 years. Garage would be okay. Stayed in one for a while. Yeah, well, see, it gets to -40 here. Our garage freeze. I love the winter time when it's January, and or like just around Christmas, because the garage freezes, and then I have like what, a 10 by 20 foot freezer, so I could buy like a turkey, and it would stay frozen in my garage. So yeah, we'd have to figure out, because the basement, my husband has his office downstairs, his man cave. If you hear any music, he likes to listen to either rap or dance electronica, or angry girl singing music. So, space heater. Well, what we'd have to do is insulate it. We definitely have to insulate it. That's for sure. Um, but, but it's all the things of like that we have to work with the girls, of learning independence and learning how to do stuff for themselves. I mean, my oldest, like both their bank accounts, we put restrictions on them, so if somebody actually stole their card or whatever, or if somebody, only take out money. I think it was $40 or $50 from an ATM. No, yeah, and from a point of sale purchase about the same. So there's a limit, so they couldn't, anything or should be vetted through us anyways. Um, and it's only been recently that it's actually been an issue with my oldest, was when she wanted to purchase herself some pants and stuff for her trip, because she needed new pants, and she took out some money like in 2 days in a row to make sure that she had like $100. She didn't need, like, she ended up not using it all, but she's like, yeah, I can't put it all in one day, because um we can't. So we haven't changed the restrictions on that account, but we set up another account with Tangerine, so it's a free online account. So she'll have like free checking and e-transfers and all that stuff, which she doesn't have on her child account, which is a checking account. Like, well, it says a checking account, but she has more money in her account than I do, and that's funny. um, we set that up so that when she's going off to school, like, she could transfer her money over there or whatever, and have this one as a savings account. Like, at some point, I think it gets changed to an adult account where there'll be fees. Then we'll just take out the money and switch it to online. We have online accounts. Like, I have Simply and a Tangerine account. Both are awesome. Tangerine's with Scotiabank and Simply's with CIBC. Um, where they both have free checks. You get the checks for free. If you want fancy checks, you have to pay for them. But free checks, free online banking, free telephone banking, free e-transfers, free points of sale purchase. The only time you get charged money is if you take out money from a non-bank bank. Michael, he has an adult. I have to withdraw money for bills. The rest he gets to spend, save. I might do the same when Gavin starts working. Yes. Well, see, that's the thing. My youngest, not youngest, my oldest has been babysitting, and she gets money for Christmas and for birthdays, and she doesn't really spend it. So she gets money from grandparents and stuff like that, or my sister in law and stuff. And she might buy one thing, but something like $10 or $20, but she'll get a lot more than that from my in laws. Um, so she has like quadruple digits in there, like enough to buy a used car. And I'm like, wow, okay, because we told them for school, like for the first term of school, they had to pay half of tuition with their money. We would pay the other half, and then we'd figure out books and stuff. So there was something that they used some of their money, because when I went to school, I paid for it all. I got OSAP. Now this includes like them going to get OSAP, which is Ontario Student Application Program or Assistant Program. If they get that, which they would, there's some grants in there, and then there's some loans. If they get the loan part, they could take that money and put it in the account and use it if they need it for like equipment for computers and stuff like that. But they don't have to pay interest on that or pay it off until they're done school. They have 6 months of a grace period before they have to pay interest or start paying it back. So what I was saying, like if they get the OSAP, they put it in the account. If they don't use it all, just leave it there and have it accrue interest so that when they do have to pay it off, it's there and it might have made enough interest to pay it off. More thrifty. Boys are like, oh, electronics, oh, tools. Mikhail spent 170 on a drill. How old? He's 14. Yeah, no, my daughter spent some money, my oldest, on some makeup. She made sure it wasn't something that she wanted, like it was a foundation thing. It was a good quality. I think it was from Sephora. That was where I'm like, oh, that's the expensive store. She goes, yes, but it was a foundation thing, and she waited till it was on sale, so it was like half price of what normally was. So, um, that's she's always good. And she went to Garage and she bought like a sweater that was something like $45, but she didn't spend $45 because it was after Christmas. And there was a sale, a spin the wheel discount thing, and she spun the wheel and she got like 90% off. So she paid like $10 or so for a sweater. I was like, okay. Kel is 25. Gavin, but Vivian game without a second thought, he's 14. Oh, so is Mikkel your son as well? Because you have Mikkel, you have a 14-year-old and I thought you had a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old. No, hubby. I'm 11. Okay, because I was just figuring out the math there. Because I'm like, husband, but he's not the father of the kids. More power to you. Well, I was gonna say he's not the father of the kids because you have a 14-year-old. That would not work well. Okay, because I was like figuring out the math. I'm so confused because I was like Mikkel. He's like, and I'm like I thought that wasn't one of your kids, and I'm like, you have a kid that's 25. I didn't think you were old enough to have a 25-year-old for one. But hey, I actually most of the people I know that have remarried, most of the women I know that have remarried or gotten divorced and are in a relationship, their husbands are younger. Not by, I don't know. Um, One's by about 8 years. But nothing wrong with that. And now I gotta find some more stuff to wrap. I think Mum is 7 years older than her husband Steve. So my mom was older than my dad. My mom was, when I was born, my mom was 27, my dad was 24. And for um, my grandma, her mom, I don't know, her first husband, I don't know how old he was, but, because her first husband, they were married for a couple of years, and then he died, during training camp for the war, World War II. And my grandma was, I guess, in her 20s then. She had a child with him, raised, that child, alone, and then, well, that's good. And then when her daughter was 17 or 18, she got married and had a kid. Got married and had a kid. And my Nana, my grandmother, remarried. And then had my uncle, my mom's brother, at 39, and then had my mom at 40. So, this is just, look at this clothes. I'm like, oh, that's not Christmas. I'm like, that's just a thrift store. That's not Christmas. So she was, and my grandma, compared to her second husband, she was 7 years older. Yeah, 7 or 8 years older. Because my grandfather died when he was 78, and my grandmother died when she was 82 or 83, and that was that's well, not that same year. The one died one year, one died the next year, like 9 months later. So there's 6 years difference. Oops, sorry. So, do you have the kids this weekend, or are they at your ex's? Once one passes, the other usually follows soon after. Well, you have a weekend to yourself. That's fun. Are you gonna do anything? Clean Christmas shop. That's it. Like, are you gonna go out Christmas shopping, or are you just going to check stuff online? Well, when they're away, do you do like date nights or that with your hubby? Dollar Tree and $5 below store. Cool. Online, or like you actually going to them? Because I don't know, like, what time do they close at? It's Saturday. It's 5 o'clock here. Yeah, I'm making my spaghetti tonight and steak tomorrow. Cool. That sounds yummy. We're having leftovers. I have leftover. We had leftover hot and sour soup um, today at lunchtime, and I have leftover chili, and I think I have some other leftover things in the fridge, or I'll grab something from the freezer. We've been eating seafood the past couple of days because my oldest Rowan doesn't eat seafood, and she's in New York City for her trip, and they went and saw Wicked. She had a lot of fun. Oh, they close like 10 p.m. Okay. See, here on Saturday, it's weird. Most of our stores, not Walmart, but most of the other stores close at like 6. Like the grocery store, some of the grocery stores close at like 6 or 9 um, on a Saturday. And I'm like, why? Like the one day, most people have off. Or not. Now, I don't know about Christmas hours. Sometimes they stay later. I guess because they're not that busy. But some of the, I don't know about the malls. I don't know. I haven't looked. The malls, like during the week, they close at 9. But I don't know why on the weekend they close at 6 or 9. Well, maybe the malls go till still 9. But some of the stores in the strip malls or whatever just close. I know they're, oh, I wanted to pop in there. So you always have to, if we go out for like supper, like a movie or whatever, if we needed to pop into a store, we always have to do that before supper. I might live game tomorrow. Mikhail's off work. Cool. Do you both game? Listening and doing mail. Well, I'm wrapping presents, so like called multitasking. Yeah. So we had a postal strike up here in Canada, so a lot of things are delayed. Um, but stuff from Amazon was not delayed much while the strike was on because they were using other carriers, like, independent carriers. But since the strike um, they were forced back to work um, last Tuesday, everybody's experiencing delays. But what the funny thing is, like, so my husband has Prime, but I ordered some stuff for him, not on Prime, because I didn't want him to know about it, right? But there was also these things weren't going to be affected by Prime anyways, because these things did not have a Prime option. So I had to pay for shipping anyways, whether I had Prime or not. And I ordered two things on Monday. There was a Black Friday, no, Cyber Monday sale. Got something but it was a flash sale. So it was a savings of like $6 or $8 on something that here, the normal price here is like $25 at least. We got it for $12. But my husband can only get one. Like, you can only get one of the items. So I ordered another one. They're for my girls. So they're going to have identical items. Um, but that one was funny, is I ordered it without Prime, and it came on Thursday. My husband ordered it with Prime, because it had free shipping if you ordered over $35. So I got that in another thing to add on to make it over $35. My husband ordered that and some other stuff, and it still hasn't come in. And I'm like, I don't know this Prime. They're screwing themselves. Amazon's screwing themselves for some of their Canadian. I was praising Prime all during the um, postal strike because they were using other carriers, and we don't really get like, the postal strike was not affecting us personally because all of our bills, even if they're delayed, we do them online, and we rarely get any mail that's really important. Except for now, it's Christmas time. We order through Amazon. But that is that. Yeah, do action games, and he does simulators and violent games. That is cool. Okay, I'm just gonna reach to grab more stuff. I'm getting. Bringing a pile of stuff to wrap. Erg. Erg, erg, erg. Chocolates. Where's them? Where is my scissors? No. Oh, there. So, yeah, we like putting lots of things under the tree, but a lot of the stuff that we buy, even for the kids and for each other, it's practical stuff. So, they will get socks and underwear. But see, with their socks, so I like having lots of things under the tree, but not necessarily spending a lot of money. One of our things that we do with that is with socks. We separate the socks, put one in a toilet paper roll, and then wrap the paper around it, and then put tape on the end so it looks like a Christmas cracker. And I usually try and do, if I can, color code the socks. Sometimes it doesn't work. Then I know if we're missing any presents under the tree, because sometimes we just kind of throw them into the tree, so they have to work for them. And we're we have, because when they ball up their socks once they've found a pair. They're like, oh, you're missing some socks because you only have 5. They usually get about 6 pairs of socks at Christmas, and give or take. But have to be very careful with this thinner wrapping paper. I think WD-40, my scissors. Yeah, these are my mom's original scissors. They did have black handles at one point, but they're now kind of worn. Made in Canada. That's kind of neat. But they're just like at least 40 years old. Because my mom's been gone for 22 years now. It took us 10 years. So my mom liked to shop after Christmas and buy the bargain. So after Christmas, she'd buy wrapping paper, ribbons, Christmas cards, anything Christmassy for the next year. Christmas decorations, after any holiday, she'd buy the stuff for next year. Same with, like, at the end of summer, she'd buy the discounted summer stuff, a size or two bigger for me when I was a kid. And same with Christmas, buying your boots on sale, because, that's for 1 or 2 sizes bigger. So when she died, she had a lot of wrapping paper. She had a lot of wrapping paper, cards. I still have cards from my mom, Christmas cards. And she's been dead 22 years. That means, well, I also don't give out a lot of cards. I do at our church because there's a few people that gives everybody a card. So I've done that too. But I just say Merry Christmas, and like I don't put anything kind of personal in. I just put them into their slots because I'm not a card person. But like I'm a gift person. But I don't really know what to say in a card either. And some people are card people, but that's what you do at Christmas time. You give people Christmas cards. So I do that because that's what other people do. I think that's the social norm. The problem is with my childhood, we didn't really have social norms, so I'm just kind of winging it and trying to see what other people do. Yes, so I got two things after sales, um, after Christmas last year that I got for the girls this year. Things that wouldn't go bad, bath stuff. Um, that I bought for like $2. That's normally like 15 in like March last year. Where's my pen? There's my pen. But my mom would do it excessively. But I think, well, she used to, like, she collected stuff, hoarded stuff a bit, but just, like, more of a shopaholic, even though we didn't have money, but she'd shop the sales. And, um, but to the excess of, like, she bought lots of wrapping paper. Well, it took, like, it took me 10 years to go through all the wrapping paper. Now, the first um the first like 7 or 8 years I didn't have kids. So kids add up a lot of presents. But yeah, we a lot of our presents these days, since the kids are out of really toys, a lot of our presents these days tend to be consumables. So like chocolates or cookies. Also add like 40 pounds. Oh yeah, I'm working. I'm still working on my baby fat. My baby's turning 16. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, I want to get this. Well, yeah. So kids. So that's the thing. Kids add a lot of stuff, a lot of presents, a lot of And I had two of the same gender, so that was actually good in the sense that I didn't have both gender stuff. So and things could be passed down, and that was the good part. Like I didn't buy most of the presents that I got from my girls. They had to share. Like it was like if they got Monster High dolls or Barbies, I got them different ones, and they had to share. Like after Christmas or after their birthday, they had to share. Very few things, unless it was personalized, were really their own. Um, but one liked My Little Pony more, one liked Barbie's more. So they ended up getting more of that. Both of them like Monster High and all that. So I'm trying to get the whole set because otherwise you're spending crazy amount of money. The only things that we got doubles of, like the Baby Alive dolls, we got them both that. And then when Webkins were popular, uh, did they got one that was identical, but because they both liked it, like they picked the ones they liked, and they made. But most times it was all different ones. But no, like I think that was good that we forced them to share. Um, and I think that worked really well for my kids in school and stuff because they were forced to share, and um, also with my youngest. So my youngest, who's like, she's not like autistic or Asperger's, but some of the social behaviors or that she does is similar to the ones that those with autism experience too, because she does not see people's body language or understand that type of stuff. So things that work. So that's my field of working with adults and children with disabilities, and developmental as well as physical. Um, my experience, I noticed that I'm like, okay, so things that I would work with if I was working with somebody who is autistic work for her. A lot of things. So, um, and just that's just the way that her mind kind of works. Like she's kind of, I sometimes joke that she's like a female Sheldon, but not um, mean spirited or that, but just like, sometimes she gets into one of those um, things that she's interested in and just jumps in full force. Like she was obsessed with Red Dwarf. Um, she was obsessed with cats for the longest time, and space. So anything to do with either. Um, Not that she would spit out like statistics or that. Some things she does, but that's because she falls down that rabbit hole of information. You go on Google and you go and find out information on this, but so a lot of times I find it sometimes difficult. Like, well, with her is just that she doesn't react like my other daughter does on about certain things. My other daughter, she knows when I'm upset. Like if she's done something wrong or whatever, she knows when I'm upset to not kind of push my buttons. While my youngest just keeps on pushing buttons, and she doesn't know when to stop for her own good. Like I even tell her, it's time to stop. It's in your own best interest because you're just going to get yourself into more trouble. And daughter, and she's like, Frozen cartoons. I bought her 2-foot blue tree with icicle ornaments and silver stuff, and all her presents. Awesome. So Abby loved Frozen too when she was younger. When it first came out, she was obsessed with it. She knows all the songs. So she because actually last time we were hospitalized, Frozen had just come out, and she had the soundtrack on her phone, the MP3 of all the songs, even the ones that didn't make the movie. And we watched Frozen in the hospital. Well, I watched Frozen maybe about 5 times, but she had the DVD on the DVD player that they gave you that you can borrow from the Child Life Center. Um, at least 15 times. Sometimes she put it on and I'd leave the room. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for a coffee. Are you good? I can't watch this again. And then having her sing, I enjoyed that. But after a while, uh, reindeer are better than people, and I want to build a snowman. You know, only goes so far. you know. My husband actually likes reindeer are better than people. He actually sings that one more than Abby does now, but she knew all these songs that are on the Frozen soundtrack that are not in the movie. Because what else is there to do when you're bored out of your skull and you're not in school? Let's memorize songs. She practiced Phantom of the Opera. But that time she was, the first time was more Phantom of the Opera. The second time was Frozen, definitely. And watching movies. Yes. Erg. But, and she was big on, when she was little, big on Dora and big on Little Mermaid. To the point that she still likes watching, like Little Mermaid, or like we have videos and movies of Little Mermaid, not just from Disney, but from, the cheap videos, as well as like the Hans Christian Andersen one, so the different versions of it. She really liked that too. So she she definitely knew her stuff. But then as a parent, as I'm getting older, I'm like, should I really encourage her to enjoy watching a lot of these movies? A 16-year-old girl who doesn't listen to her parents and then goes and trades in her voice for a man. I don't know if this is a wise role model. Didn't quite think of that at the time when she was younger, but now I'm like, I am unsure how smart of a decision that is. Oh, went to, that's what I got. Money, candy, money. So when I was a kid, we used to have, like at the corner store, we had paper, like sheets of paper, and we paid, it was like a penny or a nickel for a sheet of paper. It was candy, like you could eat it. So we used to write like notes and then pass them in class and then eat our notes, but it was candy. And I've never seen it since, but I was like at the candy store, the candy emporium. And I saw that, I'm like, oh my goodness. Where was that? What was it called? Yes, Sweet Escapes Candy Emporium. But I thought that was like awesome. No, I don't do Disney. Someone dies, someone gets lost, hurt, take bad decisions, and life lesson is just keep doing it, and it will all work out. Yes and no. So I like Disney in the sense, and then I don't like Disney. I like Disney in the sense that usually when they've made the bad decisions, it's usually for a good purpose, but then they make good decisions, or they learn from those bad decisions, and then things do work out. But then other ones, what I don't like about Disney is that, especially when my kids were small, all the Disney movies, one of the parents dies. Either is dead already, or dies. And I'm like, that's really hard on young kids. But you have to have. So this is the thing. It's like the way I see kind of like a lot of the Disney movies and a lot of kids movies and stuff that do have that. Like I don't want it sickly sweet either. Like if I want my kids to watch a movie, I want them to kind of have learn the life lesson. Some kids can't handle death in cartoons because of the real. Exactly. Like so this is the thing. Is like my childhood sucked. Okay, it only got better when I was a teenager, because my parents got sober. But my young childhood just, sucked 99%, 90% of the time. So I tried to make my kids have a better childhood than I did. So I just did the opposite of what my parents did, which was not always the right decision. But it was better than what my parents' decision was, that's for sure. So, and my husband's childhood was better than mine. Like, he had a relatively normal childhood. But both of his parents have a disability. So, it was different. So it's not completely normal, but it was way more normal than mine. He at least had some understandings of, life and what is normal and what isn't. But his parents are more quite quite the advocates for themselves, like human rights and stuff like that, like for themselves. And they they know that right from wrong. They both had relatively normal childhoods, minus going to school, because that's what they did, going away for school. The educated teacher shows like Mickey Mouse, Little Einsteins. I will do superhero movies, but Disney I can't do. Fair enough. I do. So the superheroes. So my oldest, that's my youngest. Got confused of which one. Like, uh, loves Marvel movies, but likes DC uh, shows. Like when we watch, so the movies that are out when they're Marvel movies, they're actually much better than the DC ones, she finds, but loves Marvel more. But doesn't like Iron Man, even though I go, but you know, they have the same last name as Iron Man. And she's like, no, because she calls Iron Man a male chauvinist pig, misogynistic pig. I'm like, okay, somebody's been reading the dictionary again. And he doesn't really have any powers, just a suit. Yeah, the last movie with the Thanos in it, though, where superheroes turn to dust, I know, it was so sad, but we know there's a second part, so, yes. I'm like, and it was, and I'm like, you have to wait till next, I hope next year, um, but, or 2020, she knows when all the movies come out. Like, for her birthday, I said, oh, there's a movie coming out, we could go see that, and she's like, no, because most of her friends, so so she has two best friends. One best friend that lives here in town, and she has one best friend that lives far away that she knows from short-term placement, right? Her best friend that's here is a pure DC fan. She'd probably go see the movie, but most of her other friends have no interest whatsoever in superheroes or comics or anything like that. Her one that's also away, lives far away, like she's like 7-hour drive away or more. Um, she would not be really interested in them either. Next year, Ryan Reynolds is doing a Pikachu movie. This is the thing. So with short-term placement is at W. Ross School for the Blind, and with that, she's made a friend that lives close to that school. Like they go, it's a. If you see my thing, if you look at my videos, I have under blind resources. You can see a bit of the school in a couple of videos there. We went as on a parent kid weekend. Like she's gone there for a few years, so she made a friend from there, but she lives in Barrie, and that's like 7-hour away. And her friend's like a year younger than her. Her best friend that's here is actually 10 days, yeah, 10 or 12 days younger than her, but is like a foot and a half taller. So she's right now at her friend's birthday. So they both decided to do their birthdays early because Abby's birthday is on Friday, and this other friend's birthday's, I think, the 19th of December. But December birthdays suck because everybody has Christmas parties or going away or, you know, um, other plans, and everybody has to cancel, or the weather also really sucks. So she's at that friend's birthday party right now. Just I have a box I could use to wrap something odd shaped in. Yeah, we had got these leggings for my daughter. They're lined, Slim Jeannie legging lined. Who did I get them? I got I got them at the dollar store. Oh yeah, I got that one from my youngest, and then I got these from my oldest. Like, like these are pajama shorts to have around the house. My oldest pajama shorts. Got them for $4. They're flannel shorts. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So I mean, we got a lot. We don't spend. When I got the matching, well, not matching, but what's the other one? Fuzzy socks. For slipper socks. True North. They're super super fluffy. They were $4. So our dollar store has gone up to like $2 to $4. And got one in like a mint green and one in a gray purple. Mint greens for my youngest. Oh yeah, we love fuzzy socks. Well, okay, we hate socks in this house. We love fuzzy socks because they're fuzzy. Um, but like my youngest is always hot, and my oldest is always cold. So can't win. Let's go see if anybody messaged me. No, not really. Yeah. Well, so we have a lot of socks. So last year we all got fuzzy socks for Christmas. They were in our stockings. We each got 3 pairs of Christmassy fuzzy socks. Only problem with that is, finding matches and figuring out whose socks they are. I've got my goal this year, matching the socks. Anything that's not matched by the week before Christmas is going out. Actually, I'm going to be either donating them to the. I know a lady who makes either these pillows, these for dogs and stuff. She uses the socks as stuffing, or I might go and do that myself with some scrap material if I can. Well, that's my goal, but whether that is going to happen or not. Um, because I have, and I'm going to go through our socks and try and get rid of some, because they're going to get new socks. But some socks last, like are good quality and they last a long time, and other socks they don't. And my kids are hard on socks. Half the time they're wearing, if they do wear socks and they need to run outside, they'll go run outside with just their socks on. And I'm like, seriously, put some shoes on, put some Crocs on. Need more socks. I collect toe holes. And oh yes, so my my kids don't get toe holes, they get heel holes. Um, we just lose socks. We have like a whole Costco bag um, of odd socks. Like that a bag this big, and that's a Costco bag of socks. I've set them in grocery bags in there of colors to make it easier to match. But see, the problem is my teachers are in charge of bringing their laundry down. I'll wash it if they want me to. I'll wash it, but they actually have to bring it down to get washed. And I'm sure that half their socks, socks, are actually in their physical bed because they take off their socks in the middle of the night, and only one gets washed. I'm like, seriously? Well, you should put it on your Christmas list for Santa, because Santa's always good to us moms. We always need socks and underwear and bras. Yeah, I was posting something like 90% of our Christmas stuff is basically replenishing stuff they need. So, their stockings will have floss sticks and toothbrushes and toothpaste and deodorant and um, possibly socks. No, the socks and underwear are not in their stockings. They're wrapped. um, what else go there? Bubble bath, or shampoo or conditioner. Because certain ones, my oldest had like certain ones. My youngest doesn't really care, so I'll just throw whatever in there. And hair products, hair stuff, elastics. I don't know what else happens to elastics, but I buy each of the girls like not in their because Santa brings stuff in the stockings, but separately I put stuff in a like a box, like a Amazon box, a whole bunch of stuff. They each get at least 25 or 50 elastics, but I usually have to go get more in the middle of summer because I'm like, where are all the freaking elastics? They get eaten. Something you need, something you read, something you wear, something to share. Golden rule for gifts. That is awesome. Hi from Russia. How's it going? Is it cold there? It's not too cold today here. Actually, a lot of our snow, well, snow on the roads and the driveway have melted, um, and some on the lawn. Yeah, for reading, my kids more like audiobooks, so we will um, print off the audiobook thing because I'll gonna get them in the MP3 player. I'll get on their phones. So, hello, Jeff. I'm rapping and live streaming.
Right. I hope you aren't doing something that could be watched by Sticky
no.
and the Boo.
No. Yes. No.
There is some irony to that.
Yes.
I live stream so my kids can
watch
what I'm rapping for Christmas.
Yeah, no. There might be two things, but it's not anything. It's dollar store stuff that I showed. Oh, Faye says hi, hubby, and the guy from Russia. I can't. His letters and numbers is his name. Says hi. He says hi. I'm from Russia. He goes blog. I'm just live streaming. No, we're just. So yeah, I'm showing the rap things. They can't see me
rapping.
rapping.
I know how to use wrapping paper.
Well, not. You wouldn't like the rapping is not that great. I would not get paid well to wrap other people's stuff to be all pretty.
So I'm doing the most important part of the work today.
Of what?
Well, you know, the shit I had to get done today.
Okay, yeah.
Now I'm Libre.
What's Libre?
Free.
Oh, free. I'm like Libre. I'm like. There's a Cuba Libre. That's a drink. That's. I'm like
Cuba.
I don't know. It's an alcoholic rum drink. I don't know what Libre means. I don't understand the Russian letters. The guy's typing in Russian letters, but I don't understand what they say. I can't read Russian. I'm sorry. I can barely read English half the time. So, are you looking for supper?
Not necessarily. I was asking what the rest of your plans for this evening were.
Just wrapping, and then supper.
Do you have supper plans?
Chili. Or hot and sour soup. Those are leftovers. Or there's ground beef or chicken I could cook up. If you think of something, you could send it to me.
Cassoulet.
Cassoulet.
I don't know what it is, but
it's a bean. Cassoulet is a bean dish.
I know, but
I don't know what.
Judge John Hodgman recommends it. As says Jesse Thorne.
Faye, have you ever had a cassoulet? I've never had a cassoulet. I found a recipe. I sent it to you, Jeff, to look at.
I don't know.
It was a cassoulet with duck or something.
That might have, no, we were on a website. You didn't send it to me. You saved it.
Oh, okay.
It was on the site that does the fresh boxes or whatever. Because it's in this week's menu.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna probably go from now because apparently hubby is free and wants to do something, so probably watch a movie or something. Okay, I'll turn the camera around and they'll see you dancing. where? So I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Tomorrow, the plumber gets to come at some point to deal with the leak. It's not still leaking that I can see, so I don't know what's he gonna do. So probably, hopefully, just replace the whole thing because I said it leaked, and there's proof that there was leak. I took a picture of it too. So have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me while I was rapping. I got a lot done. Bye.